Okay, everybody, welcome. This is the stockpickprofits.com daily market update, and it is September 18th, Tuesday, and it was quite a day today. So while everybody's getting signed on here, let's go through the legalities here. Nothing in this show is an offer to buy or sell any security. Past performance is no indicator of future performance. We are not registered investment advisors. Anything in this broadcast should be considered for entertainment purposes only. I'm getting my camera adjusted here for a second here. While everybody's signing on. All right. Welcome, Jeff. We missed you yesterday, Jeff. Yeah, it was a good day today, man. Your iridium was up about 1%. Good day. Good day. So let's go ahead and get started. Everybody's read the disclaimer. Everybody knows what's legally happening here, unlike our Congress, who seems to have problems with understanding how the law works. Hey, welcome, Savar. Nice to see you. You've been a busy guy lately. Good to see you back. So let's go ahead and get started. All the important people are here. You know, it was a good recovery day today. The Dow took back a nice almost 1%. Up almost 200 points. It was up even more than that during the day. At one point, it looked like it was just going to take off, but it kind of just tapered back. I see taxes. Yikes. The S&P had a real good day today. It took back that 2,900 level. That was real important. You know, after yesterday, we wanted to see some of these levels come back. Now, the NASDAQ had a good day today, but it didn't quite take back that 8,000 level. Let's see if it gets pushed back up over that. And the Russell 2000 had a good day, your small cap stocks. Your VIX back down under 13, creeping down towards that 13 or 12 level. And that's kind of important. So we'll see how this volatility, whether it kind of tapers off. You know, the trade wars, everybody overnight. Yesterday, Trump promised that he was going to have an announcement about trade after the market, and he did. He came through. He delivered on his promise, like so many other promises he's made. He's getting not bad at doing that, right? But, you know, so he laid these 10% tariffs on China. And, you know, we've been saying it day in and day out, and especially since we let Canada off the hook a couple Fridays ago. Trump needs to keep the heat on. This is the only language these people understand. And if you don't stand strong, they're just going to take advantage of you. You know, we think this is one of your last silos, too. China came back with about $60 billion in tariffs as a reciprocal shot. And, you know, it wasn't much, just wasn't much. The markets kind of took it in stride. Markets never really batted an eye, even at the Chinese retribution. You know, it's blah, blah, blah. Look, you know, I'm going to kind of fill you guys in. You know, you always come to this show for some insight. Let me give you a little insight on this trade wars. You know, the problem when you watch CNBC and all this is they treat tariffs like they're the end game. Tariffs have very little to do with the end game. They are the means to the end game. You know, the day that a deal is signed, all these tariffs just magically disappeared. But the pundits are treating it like it is the end game. And so everything they get so emotional over every tariff, every little shot that's taken by either country. You know what I mean? And they just turn it into a crap show. The market's not buying into that. You know, I saw an interesting article today, and I'm going to share this with you guys because it's really interesting. It says a lot. You know, let me pull it up here. Probably should have had it ready. I wouldn't have been smarter, but this is about the market. You know, but on these tariffs. So this first round of tariffs, he's got them at 10% right now, and he's talking about maybe moving it up to 25% if we don't make a deal. Look, the Chinese are already talking about talking, and that's a big thing. But let me share this article with you because this young lady wrote this in CNBC. And no offense to the young lady, but it just, you know, did I get the right article there? Yeah, see, the stock market may be getting it wrong by rallying in the face of new Chinese tariffs. This is what I'm telling you guys. You see how they treat these tariffs like they're the end game, like they're the end to everything. All they are is a means to an end. That's all they are. These are the tools. This is the leverage that our president is using to get a fair trade deal. Now, when you start acting like tariffs are the end game, you get articles like that. The Chinese tariffs could prolong the trade war, hit consumers in the economy, and guess what? The actual headline of the article is stock market may be getting it wrong by rallying in the face of new Chinese tariffs. Let me tell you something right here, right now. Stock market never gets it wrong. Okay. We get it wrong. Us, the traders. You know, we read the tea leaves wrong. We make mistakes. We get emotional. Market has no emotions. The market has no no skin in this game. The market is a supply and demand thing. And when people buy, it goes up. When people sell, it goes down. When you start saying that the market's getting things wrong, you're making a big, big rookie mistake. Okay, so stay away from that, guys. What do we always tell you? Keep the emotions out of it. Oh my God. So look, Jeff is going to love this part of the show, and we're happy to see Jeff. Don't know, we saw you show up after the show yesterday, Jeff. Welcome, man. Glad you made it. You and Savar. Savar's been a busy man lately too. But you know, Steel had a great day today. You guys know we're long on Steel, we're long on X, we're long on AKS. We've got some $5 calls on AKS that are expiring this Friday, and it looks like they're coming into play finally. We got these cheap, and they're nice little lotto options. They look like they're ready to take off. AKS was up almost 5 whopping % today. We like it. We like it. And this is with Trump laying these tariffs on. Why? Because the market never gets it wrong. Never gets it wrong, okay? If the market's going up and you think it should be going down, who's wrong? You're wrong, okay? Because the market is supply and demand again. It doesn't have any emotions. It has no skin in the game. So it just does exactly what the system does, okay? People buy, it goes up. People sell, it goes down. So just like with this steel trade, you know, a lot of people have been trickling away from this steel trade in the last few weeks. Steel's been kind of having a, you know, mostly just a sideways motion. Even with X, you know, it's kind of trickled between that 28, 29 range. Actually got back up over $30 today. We've got some calls in X going out into October. So, you know, we're feeling good about that. We're right at that $32 strike. The AKS calls a little bit more hairy, but hey, again, keep the emotions out of your trading. We like the trade, and we got a nice 4 or 5% gain on AKS today. We think there's more in it tomorrow. The market's telling us it's time to start taking up and make sure you are in positions for resolution to this event. And that's what the markets are telling us. We think that these are maybe the last 2 silos, the last lane of leverage for the negotiators. You know, we know that they're trying to get the Chinese into discussions early next month, which is really only, 2-3 weeks away. So, you know, these last few tariffs, these are your big leverage being put on the board, and these are what are going to be used in that room when the big wigs are discussing it. But Steel had a fantastic day today, and we think that's an indicator. We think that's something that a lot of people aren't noticing. We saw one little tidbit about Steel on CNBC today. They mentioned AKS too. Good job, CNBC. Thanks for the publicity. But, you know, if you guys aren't in positions for this Trump trade, you need to get in position. The only thing that we're looking wrong on these ones is we went long on gold and we didn't give ourselves enough time. We went short on the dollar, and it looks like we didn't give us enough time on the contracts. Hey, we're big boys and girls over at Stock Pick Profits, okay? If we get it wrong, we get it wrong. But we never stop trading, right? Our members will tell you. Trading is a fluid thing. You're always playing the market. You want to have a little diversity with some position plays. You want to be playing opportunities during the day and things like that. Your little swing trades, 2-3 days, things like that. Mix it up, gang. Mix it up. Mix it up. Don't put all your bet into one stock and then sit there with your fingers crossed. Get it spread out a little bit. So the big question today is tech back. I mean, look, the NASDAQ couldn't get back over that $8,000 level. And that's kind of important right now. You know, we wanted to see what we talked about it in a memo to the group this morning. And we said what we'd like to see from this rally is at a minimum taking back the levels lost yesterday. Well, 2 of your 3 broad markets got their levels back. Now, on your big tech stocks, that was really the problem. Amazon had a good day, but it couldn't quite take back that 1990 2000 level. It couldn't get back to $1 billion valuation, that's for sure. Apple had a very good day, but then they just had a big product conference, right? So that's little momentum swinging from that. Netflix and some of the others had average days. I think a couple of them were down red. I left my phone in the other trading room, so I don't have it for quotes. Good job, Pat. Anyway, so is tech back? That's the big question. Now, look, we're long the Qs and we're long XLK, which is the tech index, the tech ETF. We've been talking about that. We gave ourselves a little bit of time on these, though. We think all-time highs are right around the corner again for the NASDAQ, and we'll see if that plays out true. Look, the way this sized up this rally today, we think Wednesday and Thursday are going to be good days. Now, how Friday rolls on is a little different. We've got witching coming up on Friday. Like we said, we've got some options expiring and stuff. Looks like we're going to be able to make some money on a couple of them, but we got a couple dead sets, you know, and we'll live with those and we'll trade around them and we'll still make money. We'll still build wealth. But going into tomorrow, we think maybe we'll get a nice good day tomorrow, depending on the news cycle. And then a little bit of follow through Thursday. We think by the afternoon of Thursday, you'll start seeing what it's going to look like going into Friday and the weekend and into next week. The SCOTUS hearing, people, it has nothing to do with the stock market, okay? Any of you worried about this Kavanaugh confirmation affecting the stock market one way or the other? The market does not give a rat's ass about this, okay? And it's been turned into such a shit show that who cares anyways? We're not even watching it anymore. Just let us know if they're going to vote or not. That's our point. We're not going to watch this childish back and forth between the people we elected to represent us, okay? That's what it comes down to. If they want to act like children, we'll put them in the playground and then they can play and we'll go do adult things while they do that. Now, here's a marijuana stock today got rocked. AbbVie. AbbVie is a big marijuana stock. It's also pharmaceutical. But a lot of people like to, you know, I'm putting that one up, Jeff, because you know me, I'm the biggest steel cheerleader in the world right now. I think Trump is about to take steel to a level that's going to freak us all out. That's the most emotional I get. But I'm putting that up, Jeff, because I think steel's really, really in a big position right now. But let's go back to AbbVie a little bit. You know, it got rocked today. What happened was you got to be careful now with these speculative marijuana stocks. Already you're buying companies that might not be what you think they are, right? A lot of them are on the pink sheet, so they don't file their reports, their Edgar reports and things like that on time. They get put on the pink sheets. Pink sheets are an unregulated market, right? I mean, it's really the back alley of the stock market. The pink sheets. Most of these marijuana stocks are on either the pink sheets or the OTC, which is the over-the-counter NASDAQ, which is your penny stocks also, but these are companies that file their regulatory requirements. AbbVie, on the other hand, is a big one. It's a big company. It's a pharmaceutical. Humira. You guys see the commercials all the time. If you watch CNBC, you see a constant flow of Humira commercials. Humira. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. But evidently, see, you got to be careful. If this was your investment for a marijuana stock, you got hit on the other side. So be sure what you're buying with these companies. We like United Cannabis and we like SCNA right now. You hear us talk about those stocks, and we've got good positions in those, and we'll kind of sit on them while we wait for the marijuana explosion to come. But we know what these companies are. We know exactly what United Cannabis does and who they are. We know what SCNA is, and we know who they are and what they do. With AbbVie, it's important. You don't just buy the stock. Oh, I heard they're in the weed business. So let's go buy the stock. You know, it looks like a good company already. It's not one of these penny stocks and stuff. It's a company that trades in the high, 90s and stuff, I think, ABBV now. But they got caught today paying doctors to push prescriptions of Humira. The stock took a big hit on it today. If you're a marijuana investor, that kind of screws up your weed play, right? The pharmaceutical side came in, and God knows where the stock will go from here. We've seen pharmaceutical stocks when they get this kind of reputation and they get this kind of press. You could be in for some problems. So you guys that are in AbbVie, you marijuana players, you guys be careful, okay? I'm sure you guys saw the news, but if you're not aware of it, there it is. You know, as far as politics and how they play with the market right now, Something that might affect the stock market is Larry Kudlow had a good interview today with CNBC. Was it Larry Kudlow? I think it was Larry Kudlow, but no. Yeah, it was was it Kudlow? Jeez, I can't remember. Let me check. But anyways, in that interview, what they were saying was, let me see if I can. Yeah, it was the Larry Kudlow interview. That's right. So, anyways, what Larry Kudlow was saying was, yeah, we're going to have tax 2.0. That they're going to be pushing for the agenda. They want to push a nice infrastructure budget. But the other thing that the Republicans might take on is entitlement reform. Now, we know this is a very sensitive subject. Look, I'm in my late 50s, so I absolutely can sympathize and can understand and empathize with people of my age that are reliant on Social Security, Medicare, things like that. They're very important programs, but they've been mismanaged for a long time. And they need to be reeled in, because if not, I'm going to enjoy the benefits of these programs, but my children aren't. Okay. And I'm more concerned about my children than I am me. I don't know how you are, but I'm more concerned about my children than me. So while it's a sensitive subject and it's a very touchy subject for people, especially people that lean left, because they don't want anything done with the entitlement system, but it needs to be reformed. It needs to be fixed. It's been a while, Jeff, since anybody's noticed that, yes, I am a hippie. Okay. Anyways, oh God, Jeff, you're keen. But back to the entitlement reform. You just threw me off my game, Jeff. Wow. I got to go get my tie-dye shirt, dude. You know what I mean? I'm going to drop a little LSD and I'm going to tune in. But, back to the entitlement reform. It really is. It's a touchy subject. I can remember my parents fighting about it. I can remember all kinds of people that I respected talking about it. Okay, Savar, you made the board. You know how to rub me the right way. Anyways, so look, it's a very sensitive subject, but it needs to be reformed. It needs to be addressed because, like I said, we have to stop being selfish as a generation. Yes, we need the entitlement. It's absolutely an important part of our social being. And it's important for the government to, oh God, Jesse, you're on the board too. But Norris is in there too. Man, are we a bunch of pot smoking, LSD dropping hippies or what? Let's tune in. You guys are beautiful. But back to the entitlement reform. Let's remember that this is about protecting our children too. So we need to have this stuff looked at, and we need to figure out that to make sure that we're able to pay for it, that it's going to be there for our children, that it's going to be there for our children's children. And we can't accomplish that unless somebody has the guts to actually take it on. And, the Republicans always have the bad guy. And, they're always going to have this impression that regardless of what they do, that they hate the poor, that they hate the disenfranchised, and that they hate the people of color. And this is not true. Okay. I know a lot of Republicans and they're great people. Okay. Both sides of the coin, you have fanatics. You have the alt-right, and trust me, you never hear it, but you have the alt-left too, and you know who they are. But it's going to take some courage, and we think that somebody like President Trump and his administration is the one that's got the courage to take this on. Why? President Trump doesn't care what you say about him. He doesn't care what you think about him. He just wants to make the country better. And so it's going to take a little courage to open this can of worms. So maybe he's the guy to do it. And that's could affect the market going down the line, because you're talking about federal funding, you're talking about the money in the budget, you're talking about earmarking problem. Now you're back. There you go. The problem is not the social programs like Social Security and free healthcare. The problem is the corruption in government and healthcare industry. I don't know how to fix that. You know what, Savar, you hit it on the head, and nobody's been able to figure out how to fix it anyways. We know that, right? I mean, Savar, we're both about the same age. We've seen this battle for decades, and it's been the same fight over and over, right? We're running out of money for it, and we're going to have to kill the program. How do we fix it? The program's broken. Well, no, the program is not broken. The people that run the program are broken, just like you said. You've got these. Look at AbbVie. We just talked about AbbVie today, right? We talked about how AbbVie was caught paying these doctors to push Humira prescriptions. I mean, for Christ's sake, I mean, this is just rampant in the healthcare arena, and you really hit it on the head. This is the big problem: is the corruption behind it. The corruption behind it is what's rid of I don't know about getting. Well, you get one way or the other, Jeff. You're going to lose Paul Ryan, anyways, right? He's. I think this is his last term, right? Aren't they going to run for a seat or something? But you're right. I will say this about Paul Ryan. I have a lot of respect for Paul Ryan. I like his ideas and stuff, but he just doesn't have that. He doesn't have the nasty to him. To be the leader of the House, you got to have some nasty to you, right? To be the leader of the House or the Senate, you got to have that mean streak in you and stuff. And Paul Ryan just doesn't seem to have that. He's willing to stand up for things, but he's not willing to step on people's toes. He's not a Trump guy. You know what I mean? And so I think if they can, I don't think you need to run Paul Ryan out of office because he's resigning anyways. But, we need to replace him with somebody strong. We just went through this problem with John Bonham, right? Boehner. Remember him, the one that likes to cry on camera? Oh, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. How the hell do you run the House when you're freaking in tears? You're a goddamn emotional basket case. Yeah. Yes, sir. He don't. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so this is all key, though, to one, pushing the agenda through for President Trump, and also to address these entitlements, because just like our Savar is a member of our group, a member of Stock Pick Profits Service, and he hit it on the head. It's really not, the problem isn't really Social Security or healthcare, even the American Healthcare Act, Obamacare, the ACA, right? It was a bad program, but it could have been fixed. Okay? It could have been refined. It could have been retooled. And there you go. That's the guy that would have found a way, is Ronald Reagan. I think back to the Ronald Reagan days. And Ronald Reagan was definitely not a throw the baby out with the bathwater guy. And we're showing our age, Savar, because we're talking about people that and remembering situations that are a little far back. But Ronald Reagan was good at this, but Ronald Reagan had a lot of courage too. He was a strong man like Trump is. He had that ability that whatever you were saying and stuff about him, he didn't let it affect him. He put his eye on the prize and he went straight for the prize and he didn't stop. That was Ronald Reagan, just like President Trump. Good or bad, love him or hate him. President Trump, one thing you have to admit is that guy, when he gets something in his jaws, he ain't letting go. And that's what's happening with this China trade. But, let's get back to the entitlement reform because we're running a little bit long. The problem is internally, just like Savar said, we need to work out these things in the healthcare. It's just like the ACA, I was never been a big supporter of just throwing the whole thing out. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of setting things up. It was a lot of getting systems in place. There was a way to make this better and to make it work and get free healthcare and to get healthcare for everyone. But unfortunately, just got discombobulated. And now really, you look at it, 2 years into this presidency, nothing's happened except the penalty for not having insurance has been removed. So, I mean, people complain, you can bitch, you can say what you want, you have favorite politicians and stuff, but really Congress, again, you can say anything you want about President Trump in the last 2 years, but look me in the eye and tell me something Congress has done in the last 2 years. I'll give you a shitload of list of what President Trump's done, and he's done it. You know what I mean? He's kept promises, love him or hate him. But you show me something that's been accomplished by Congress. They have accomplished nada. Okay? They can't even get through a Supreme Court hearing without stepping on their dicks and looking like fools. Okay? Both sides of the aisle. All right? So there you go. We need to get rid of Congress in a whole. Anyways, so let's kind of kill with something we haven't talked about in a while. That's enough. We don't want to start fights and stuff. Crypto news. Crypto news. I had something on crypto news. What was it? See, I got into that long entitlement thing and I forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh, that's right. I wanted to share an article with you guys from the New York Times. Or actually from Kate Rooney. She's a writer for CNBC. She's a real good writer too. You guys will enjoy this. But, we haven't talked about cryptos for a while. And it's basically because they've just done what we said they were going to do, right? We said they were going to make that attempt at 10 grand. It would fail. It would suck in a whole bunch of new money, and then it would fail again, break those hearts, pop a little bit, maybe to 8,000, which it did. Then it would pull in all that money. It just did exactly what we said it would. But there was an interesting article today that we want to share with you. Crypto exchanges are ripe for manipulations and aren't doing much to stop it. This is the big thing about Bitcoin. Everybody asks me about Bitcoin because they know my education and stuff. And so they always ask me about currency. And I keep telling them way back in the beginning, I said, do not buy Bitcoin. Even when it was running towards 20 grand, do not buy Bitcoin. If you haven't bought it and enjoyed the run, there's no reason to play it. The run is over. The money-making period is over. And the reason is most people don't understand what it takes to be a fiat currency. Most people have no idea that how hard it is to become a currency, to replace a fiat currency, or to be a de facto currency like Bitcoin was saying. What the big thing with Bitcoin is blockchain programming. It has nothing to do with the coin itself, okay? So if you want to buy Bitcoin, you buy the technology. You do not buy the coins. The coins will be worthless at some point. And the reason is, one of the biggest reason is the fraud. What was Bitcoin supposed to solve? It was supposed to solve this manipulation by central banks, right? It was supposed to solve countries manipulating their currencies and stuff like that. But it brought in this whole new wave of deceit, right? And here's the article. I'll share it with you right now because I'm a sharing kind of guy. But you guys go take a look at this because Bitcoin, look, I'm going to say it again. You stay the hell away from Bitcoin, okay? Maybe you made some money in it. If you did, God bless you. Go get some. Now, we're running a little bit long, but I want to do a trade idea because there's an interesting thing about McDonald's, MCD. If you guys are looking for a trade idea, we're going to have a better trade idea tomorrow, but we might actually play it in the group. So I'll talk to you guys about it tomorrow. But for right now, let's talk about McDonald's because McDonald's had they had an event today. And what it was they had the Me Too strike. So, there was an article today that said that, fast food workers in America are actually of all industries the most likely to be sexually harassed. And, anybody that's been in a restaurant, anybody that's worked in a restaurant knows it gets fast and loose in the restaurant, especially in the back of the house. I don't know how many of you people ever worked in restaurants, but even if you haven't, look in the window sometime and see what's going on. It's an amazing, amazing thing. But a lot of things happen in a restaurant that don't happen at other jobs. A lot of it has to do with the reason. The reason is you get a lot of shady people working in kitchens too, because you don't need a degree, you don't need an education. Basically, if you can wash dishes, you can work. If you can mop a floor, you can work. If you can flip an egg, you can work. But it was shown today in a study that fast food workers are actually in all industries the most likely to be sexually harassed. McDonald's also had their Me Too movement strike today. So there's a lot of stuff that might be lining up against McDonald's. You still got the Fight for 15 going on. And you even have potential unionization. You have an overcomplicated menu. You have lousy food compared to the competition. And really, the one thing that McDonald's used to get that is really lagging for this business now is speed and efficiency, right? How many times you go through McDonald's and you wait in the drive-thru? Yesterday, I went to McDonald's late afternoon just to get something real quick. I wanted a McCafe. I like the McCafes. Look, they're cheap. and I love it. I'm a cheap guy. If I can get a McCafe for $4 at McDonald's and it's $8 at Starbucks, I'll be at McDonald's all day long. But so we went through, and it was amazing. I timed it, 19 minutes in the drive-through to get one McCafe. So, and the other thing too was, guess what? I was telling a friend, I was with a friend who's actually in a blue collar industry. He's a roofer, and he's a childhood friend. So, he's like, hey, let's go have some coffee. I said, yeah, okay, let's drive through McDonald's and we'll go sit at the bench and stuff. And so we drove through, and he's a blue collar worker. And I was telling him that, let me show you something about the fight for 15. Okay. And I know we're running a little long, but this is important. The fight for 15, I said, look, there's some basics of service, right? You should be greeted. You should get eye contact. You should get a smile. You should get your total repeated. Your total should be repeated to you. Your change should be counted back to you, handed back to you with a receipt, a smile, and your product order should be correct. So I said, okay, let's count the points. So we counted the points. It was 10 points, right? Smile, blah, blah, blah. By the time we went through this drive-through at McDonald's, by the time we were done, we had been, 18, 19 minutes in the drive-through. And out of the 10 points of service, the person in both lines only hit 2. So should they get $15 an hour? Are you getting $15 worth of service? You know what I mean? Hey, Jeff, I didn't know you're a roofer. Hey, one of my good friends, childhood friends, is a roofer. Let's go to Savar real quick because I'm going to cut the show soon. My girlfriend was a chef, and that was one of me, right? She left the position. Yeah, I've seen some female chefs, besides management, ownership, treating female chefs different. You'll find that, look, kitchens, and your girlfriend will tell you this, Savar. One thing about kitchens is they are high testosterone and they are balls deep. It is a tough place for a woman in any capacity. So I bet she's got some fantastic stories. But so that's your trade ideas. They're short there in McDonald's. And like I said, we're going to have a better trade idea tomorrow. Today was a little long of a show. It was a lot of information. I hope you guys got something out of it. Look, we're still long on Twitter. Twitter had a good day today, 1%. We're still long on those steel trades. The X had a beautiful day today. AKS had a magnificent day today, almost 5% it was up. We're still long in the QQQ and the XLK trade. We're feeling a little butthurt over our gold trade because it's not quite working out in our dollar short. But look, we got 3 trading sessions to go. Let's do it, okay? So I hope you guys had some fun with the show today. It was a lot of fun. Thank you guys so much. Laura's here. Hey, Laura, how are you? I haven't talked to the office for a couple of days, so and Laura is right. In September, we are up 107% on our closed trades. So if we get a couple bruises here on Friday, it's okay because it looks like most of them are going to be okay. But 100%, 107% for the year. So Laura's got it right. Laura is a member. God bless her. If you guys ever meet Laura, you're going to just meet one of the most amazing people you'll ever meet. That's all Samuel hires in the office. Amazing people. But one more time, man, because this is fun. And Laura, thank you. Thank you. I know I haven't been to the office for a couple days and stuff. I haven't talked to you guys, but doesn't mean I'm not thinking about you and doesn't mean I'm not working hard for the company, just like you guys are. 107%. If you want to get 107%, 18 days into the month, there's the link. Okay, click it. Laura, Greg, Samuel, somebody in the office will hook you up. There's no obligation. It's just a phone call. Get to know us. Get to know. That's a big difference too. And let me share this before I close the show. We require, before you can subscribe, a phone call, and it's with our office, and it's so that we can get to know you and you can get to know us before you subscribe. You always hear this, and you see it even on our I Love Investing site. There's always some idiot troll that, oh, you're fraud and stealing money and stuff like that, blah. You know what? We are the most transparent company there is. We keep a very open spreadsheet on every trade we make. And look, we're not going to take your money until we feel like you are right for the service and that the service is right for you. We're not anxious to take your money. We're anxious to teach you how to build wealth. Okay. But if you're not the kind of person that can do that, then you're not in the program. So look, if you want to find out if you qualify, if you can get in, you go ahead and click that link. Okay. Because this is where the big kids trade, stockpickprofits.com. All right. So look, let's call it a show. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It was a really long Tuesday, huh? For a day where really not much happened except for a nice little rally. We had a nice little show. So you guys have a great afternoon, okay? We'll be back tomorrow. All of you, Jeff, Savar, Roland, everybody, man, thank you for showing up. Thank you for the support. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow after the show, okay? Aloha.